Good morning to everyone. Good morning, one and all. Now, today we are going to discuss about group discussion. Now, today we are going to discuss about group discussion. This comes under advanced communication skills and life skills. Advanced communication skills and life skills. First, we will learn about objectives of this lesson. Objectives of this lesson. On completing this lesson, you will be able to learn the do's and don'ts of a group discussion. Participate in a group discussion in a healthy manner. Use effective non-verbal communication. Use appropriate phrases and expressions useful in a group discussion. What are the outcomes of this lesson? First one is learn the do's and don'ts of a group discussion. Second one, participate in a group discussion in healthy manner. Third one, use effective non-verbal communication. Use appropriate phrases and expressions useful in a group discussion. What is a group discussion? Here, first of all, we learn about what is a group discussion. A group discussion refers to a set of persons brought together and to express their opinion and to the subsequent exchange of views on the allocated subject. This is the group discussion. What is a group discussion? A group discussion refers to a set of persons brought together to express their opinion and to the subsequent exchange of views on the allocated subject. It means a group of persons will be there. One topic gives to all the group members and ask them to express their opinions and as well as exchange the views of also on the purpose in a healthy manner. This is called a group discussion. So because of human beings are quite different, they may vary from person to person in their thinking to express their mindset. If all their opinions will be different, so that's why on going with debate or discussion, finally outcome will be on completion of the discussion a healthy and a super and means utmost outcome will be passed out. So that's called a group discussion. Group discussion means a group discussion refers to a set of persons brought together to express their opinion and to the subsequent exchange of views on the allocated subject. Group discussion is an important activity in academic, business, and administrative spheres. Not only that, in almost it will be there in all decision makings. It may be in household also, sometimes in family also we will take some decision with discussing with our family members. It is called as a group discussion also. Group discussion is an important activity in academic, business, and administrative spheres. It is a methodology used to gauge whether a candidate possesses certain desired personality traits. It is a systematic and purposeful interactive tool. The exchange of ideas, thoughts, and feelings take place through oral communication in a systematic and structured way. The participants sit facing each other almost in a semicircle and express their views on the given topic, issue, or problem. This is called group discussion. First, we discuss once again objectives. Learn the do's and don'ts of a group discussion. Participate in a group discussion in a healthy manner. Use effective non-verbal communication. Use appropriate phrases and expressions useful in a group discussion. So, what is a group discussion? Group discussion refers to a set of persons brought together and to express their opinions and to the subsequent exchange of views on the allocated subject. Group discussion is an important activity in academic, business, and administrative spheres. It is a methodology used to gauge whether a candidate possesses certain desired personality traits. It is a systematic and purposeful interactive tool. The exchange of ideas, thoughts, and feelings take place through a oral communication in a systematic and structured way. The participants sit facing each other almost in a semicircle and express their views on the given topic or issue or problem. This is called as a group discussion. What is the importance and significance of a group discussion? Importance and significance. Group discussions helps you to train yourself to discuss and argue about the given topic given. It helps to express your views on serious subjects and in a formal situations. It improves your thinking, listening, and speaking skills and also promotes your confidence level. It is an effective tool in problem solving, decision making, and personality assessment. What is the importance and significance of group discussion? A group discussion helps you to train yourself to discuss and argue about the topic given. It helps to express your views on serious subjects and in a formal situations. It improves your thinking, listening, and personality speaking skills and also promote your confidence level. It is an effective tool in problem solving, decision making, and personality assessment. Okay, importance mean if group discussion will be there, you will try to collect some gather about some of the topics are important, some of the topic about group information before going to the group discussion only. So with that you are already prepared. So that's why you become so perfect. Your thinking levels will be increased. Your confidence level will be increased. Okay. While participating in the group discussion also, some persons will give some of the information. Those who are sitting in front of you or in beside you, they will also give some information. So with that collecting that information also, your personality and thinking assessment levels also will be increased. Developing group discussion skills is useful for everyday life as we regularly find ourselves having discussion among friends, family, and colleagues. This may vary from very informal chats about day-to-day things to more serious topics. Further, group discussions are increasingly being used during interviews and selection procedures. As an effective tool in the recruitment process, it plays a vital role in selecting the best and most valuable candidates. It also plays a vital role in studying behavioral and attitudinal responses of the participants. This can take a variety of formats, but the key skills remain same. Group discussions offer an opportunity for extended speaking and listening practice by all our contributors. Group discussion practice and skill development is therefore useful for all. Developing group discussion skill is useful for everyday life as we regularly find ourselves having discussions among friends, family, and colleagues. This may vary from very informal chats about day to day things to more serious topics. Further, group discussions are increasingly being used during interviews and selection procedures. As an effective tool in the recruitment process, it plays a vital role in selecting the best and most suitable candidates. It also plays a vital role in studying behavioral and attitudinal responses of the participants. These can take a variety of formats, but the key skills remain same. Group discussions offer an opportunity for extended speaking and listening practice by all of the contributors. Group discussions practice and skill development is therefore useful for all. come to the types. What are the types? One is structured, another one is unstructured. Group discussions are two types now. One is structured, another one is unstructured. In structured group discussions, participants are allocated a time and sequence in which to participate and give their opinion on the given subject. In unstructured group discussions, the participants are free to discuss the given subject without any constraint. In group discussions meant for brainstorming, problem solving, and decision making, the person who calls for the main meeting conducting and moderate the session, the ideas generated and noted, summarized, and circulated for further action. So here, what is the difference between the structured and unstructured? First of all, in the structured group, the participants are allocated a time and a sequence in the means one by one. Okay, no jumbling, and time allocation is there. Okay, like that, in which participate and give their opinion on the given subject. In unstructured group discussion, the participants are free to discuss the given subject without any constraint. It is whether who want to wish, they will speak. Okay, a time limit also, maximum no limit, but some don't take more time. So that is in group discussion made for brainstorming, problem solving, and decision making. The person who calls for the meeting conducts and moderates the session. The ideas generated are noted, summarized, and circulated for further action. Group discussions occur in many different formats, from very informal ones between friends to highly structured and challenging discussions. In both cases, there are a number of specific skills that can help students to become better in group discussion and to contribute effectively. There are different types of discussions that occur naturally and which can recreate in the classroom. So, okay, once again I'm repeating. Group discussions occur in many different formats, from very informal ones between friends to highly structured and challenging discussions. In both cases, there are a number of specific skills that can help students to become better in group discussions and to contribute effectively. There are different types of the discussions that occur naturally and which we can recreate in the classroom. Generally, different types of discussion. Say, make decisions. Decide whom to invite to a party and where to accommodate them. Decision party. Make decisions. Decide whom to invite to a party and where to accommodate them. Second one, give and or share their opinions. Example, discussing beliefs about the effectiveness of the capital punishment. Like that example. Create something. Here, create something example. Plan and make a poster as a medium for feedback on a language course. Solve a problem. Example, discussing the situations behind a series of logic problems. Here we have four types of the general discussions are there. One is make decision, whom to decide, and where to accommodate you. Give and share their opinions, and create something and solve a problem. These are the discussions are there. Now come to the personality traits to be evaluated in group discussion. Personality traits to be evaluated in group discussion. The first one is leadership. Just 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Personality traits to be evaluated. The first one is leadership. A leader should show the direction to the group whenever the group drifts away from the topics. Leadership facilitates discussion in constructive manner. Here the main important first one is a leadership quality in the group discussion. First, a leader should show the direction to the group whenever the group drifts away from the topic. Means any diversions is there, then is crossing the subject or going to other topics, is otherwise drawing the topic also, just to give in a hint to them. Okay, hint to them. Leadership leadership facilitates discussion in constructive manner. Next, second one is motivation. In order to exhibit good leadership skills, a leader should participate in the discussion and encourage others to do so. Here also this one also is a most important point in group discussion. Encouraging others also is most important. Don't criticize others in arrogantly. That is not correct. Giving some tips or with them, they will be encouraged automatically. They will also improve a large. Here come to here, in order to exhibit a good leadership skills, a leader should participate in the discussion and encourage others to do so. Next, third one is awareness. You must be open to the ideas of others as well as to the evaluation of your ideas. You should maintain balance while discussing controversial issues. You must be open to the ideas of others as well as to the evaluation of your ideas. You should maintain balance while discussing controversial issues. Now come to openness. You must be open to the ideas of others as well as to the evaluation of your ideas. You must be open to the ideas of others as well as to the evaluation of your ideas. You should maintain balance while discussing controversial issues. Okay? Don't go one way. Here, maintain balance is most important in openness. Now come to assertiveness. You must present your stand in a very empathetic, positive and confident manner. An assertive person displays positive body language both while speaking and listening to others. Listening to others also. Assertive means you must present your stand in a very empathetic, positive and confident manner. An assertive person displays positive body language while speaking and listening to others. Attentive listening. You should consider the views of others which will help you to understand them. You should listen carefully to others while they are talking. Attentive listening. You should consider the views of others which will help you to understand them. You should listen carefully to others while they are talking. You should listen carefully. That counts whenever the information reaches to in understanding way and perfectly, that you will be called as a attentive listener. Otherwise, you are not the attentive listener. Okay, so sharing the information effectively to the other persons, then the receiver is called as a attentive listener. Okay, so you should listen carefully to others while they are talking. Initiative also one more important point in group discussion. You should initiate the discussion. It gives the impression that you are motivating them and helps to run the discussion smoothly. Initiative. You should initiate the discussion. It gives the impression that you are motivating them and helps to run the discussion smoothly. Reasoning ability, it helps you to express ideas and opinions in a convincing manner. Reasoning ability, it helps you to express ideas and opinions in a convincing manner. Convincing manner means smoothly. It is in a discussing a positive way. As a useful sub skills also there. Analysis, pursuit, control emotions, support, use functional language. Here also most rational language. Okay, don't go biased language also. Analysis, pursuit, control emotions, support, functional language. come to the need of the group discussion. Why we need the group discussion? Is it essential or not? Is it essential or not? What is the main important? Where we use group discussion? How we use group discussion? What type of discussion? Now we discuss in the recruitment process, where we use generally this type of group discussion in the recruitment process. When a large number of candidates are present, group discussions are held for assessing skills and eliminating candidates. The first one is in the recruitment process. This most area where we use generally this type group of discussions. Why we use group discussion means when a large number of candidates are present, group discussions are held for assessing skills and eliminating candidates. Okay. In the second, in brainstorming, the purpose here is to elicit opinions or ideas. Therefore, group discussions are held to so that large number of people can express their opinions and hear the opinions of others. This leads to the generation of large number of ideas in a short time. In brainstorming, the purpose here is to elicit opinions or ideas. Therefore, group discussions are held so that a large number of people can express their opinion and hear the opinion of others. This leads to the generation of large number of ideas in a short time. As a part of problem solving and decision making. Group discussions can be held at debate different options, discuss the pros and cons of each and arrive at suitable decision. As a part of problem solving and decision making, we generally use group discussion. Why? Why means group discussions can be held to debate different opinions or options, discuss the pros and cons of each and arrive at suitable decision. For reaching a uniformity. Okay, group discussion can help participants listen to the opinion of all concerned, convince those with different points of view, and arrive at mutual satisfying solutions. This is also for reaching a consciousness. Consciousness means unity, taking decision, unity. So, group discussion can help participants listen to the opinion of all concerned, convince with those with different points of view, and arrive at mutually satisfying solutions. Come to now assessment of a group discussion skills. Here, the following points from the basis for assessing group discussion skills: how you shared your ideas and suggestions. How slowly and clearly you spoke. How you encouraged others to participate. How you answered questions posed by others. How you expressed your disagreement with the opinions of others. Did you remain on topic and help others to do the same? Did you summarize and repeat the ideas when necessary? Did you substantiate your point of view? Did you listen to others where you listened? Did you listen to others where you listened? Did you understand and extend ideas presented by others? Now come to the group discussion skills that are assessed. The following skills will be assessed. The first one is communication skills. Second one is soft skills, interpersonal skills, team working skills, conflict management skills, taking initiative, leadership skills, presentation skills, negotiation skills, observation skills. Like we assess we assess the candidates' skills from the group discussions. Okay, what are they? Once again, I am repeating: communication skills, soft skills, interpersonal skills, team working skills, conflict management skills, taking initiative skills, leadership skills, presentation skills, negotiation skills, observation skills. Observation skills. We assess the from how can group discussion skills be developed? How can group discussion skills be developed? It is important to understand what skills are assessed and how they are assessed. This understanding will form the basis for developing good group discussion skills. It is important to understand what skills are assessed and how they are assessed. This understanding will form the basis for developing group discussion skills. Observe the different behavior styles of different people during everyday interactions in everyday situations. Observe the different behavior styles of different people during everyday interactions in everyday situations. Consciously practice behaviors that depict the skills being assessed. For instance, consciously practice behaviors that depict the skills being assessed. For instance, during conversations, observe yourself and others in the group react to you. During conversations, observe yourself and how others in the group react to you. Pause and restate your point differently if the reaction is not what you expected. Pause and restate your point differently if the action is not what you expected. Listen to others and ask clarifying questions. When you do not agree with others, express your views politely without interrupting. This is most important. When you do not agree with others, express your views politely without interrupting. Express your views by giving examples to substantiate your point of view. Means supporting your point of view. Listen to their clarification and ask the questions to clarify your doubts, if any. Listen to their clarifications and ask questions to clarify your doubts, if any. When you agree with someone else's point of view, express your agreement and the reasons for your agreement. Summarize your and other person's views and elicit the understanding of all participants on the views expressed. Now come to the do's in the group discussion, and then after we discuss about don'ts in group discussion. First, do's. Keep positive attitude. Sit comfortably. Speak freely. Have a control on your words. Keep your voice polite, soft, and convincing. Give everyone a chance to speak. Maintain eye contact. Show active listening skills. Keep track of time. Organize ideas. Be friendly and approachable. Encourage others to talk. The pitch and tone must also be taken care of. Clarify your doubts and then proceed. Identify supporters or opponents. Connect to the ideas of others. Be brief. Aim for a conclusion. These are the do's in group discussion. Okay. Now come to don'ts in a group discussion. We don't use slangs. Don't be in a hurry. Don't indulge in peer discussion. Don't speak fast. Don't speak fast. Don't get emotional. This is most and most important. Don't get emotional. Don't throw all ideas at one shot. Don't throw all ideas at one shot. Don't monopolize the conversations. Don't, don't monopolize conversations. Don't interrupt anyone while they are speaking. Don't interrupt anyone while they are speaking. Don't panic in a group discussion. Don't panic in a group discussion. Don't be irrelevant. Don't be irrelevant. Don't argue with anyone. Don't argue with anyone. Don't debate with anyone. Don't debate with anyone. Don't repeat. Don't repeat what has been said. Don't repeat what has been said. And don't commit grammatical errors. Don't commit grammatical errors. Come to now verbal communications. Sorry for the disturbance. In this, we discuss about the verbal communications. As we know that when we express our thoughts and feelings through words, group discussion, verbal communication also, verbal and non-verbal, and mixing of verbal and non-verbal also most important. Now we discuss about verbal communication. Listen carefully. As we know that when we express our thoughts and feelings through words, it is called a verbal communication. When we said in words, it is called as a verbal communication. Verbal communication can include various languages through our verbal communication. We tend to inform others about a scenario or topic, just simply need to send a message. This is called as a verbal communication. Now come to non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication. This means if communication may include facial expressions, body language, setting postures, and eye contact. But this mode of communication can be little tricky. If it is misunderstood, it can be disastrous. Hence, it is essential to use the mode of communication sensibly. Non-verbal communication is most and most important in group discussions. Non-verbal communication is nearly anything that sends any idea from one person to another without the use of words. The most obvious forms of non-verbal communication are body language and gestures. Additionally, physical appearance, touching, and even design choices can be used to communicate a number of things that a person. It's a non-verbal communication. Come to a mix of verbal and non-verbal communication. Mix of verbal and non-verbal communications. During a group discussion, there cannot be just one kind of communication going on. There will be an amalgam of verbal as well as a non-verbal communication. It means a mixing, which may include facial expressions, eye behavior, gestures, voice and tone, movement of head or nodding, the pitch of the voice, and overall physical appearance. Non-verbal cues can also be misinterpreted at times as they have no fixed meanings attached to it. It varies from person to person, culture to culture, and content to content, context to context. But if you can notice them, if can add to your advantage during a group discussion, right kind of non-verbal cues can set your first impression very right and in your favor. It helps in understanding others' behavior, mindset, and their inclination. During the group discussions, if you correctly show or understand the nonverbal cues, you can build great rapport. When there is a right mix of verbal and nonverbal communication, understanding of the message get better. The moment you enter the interview hall, your way of walking, sitting, smiling face, and firm shake hand can tell a lot about you and can help put the foundation of your first great impression. Now come to phrases and expressions useful in group discussion. Phrases and expressions. One of the common phrases used when talking about nonverbal communication is body language. Body language can include gestures, movements, and even postures that is used to send a message about what you mean. As we have already stated, mo- nonverbal cues may differ from culture to culture. These include anger, contempt, disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise. Now come to reading nonverbal cues. Nonverbal cues. Nonverbal communication describe the process shared cues between people which goes hand in hand with public speaking. This can include eye contact, frequency of glances, blink rate, gestures, facial expressions, postures, and more. In addition to those things mentioned above, there are literally thousands of nonverbal cues that can be used to ascertain what someone else is communicating. Keep in mind that nonverbal cues can be misleading, so it is best to take all types of information into consideration. We are able to pick up cues about others through their style and other physical characteristics such as clothing, hairstyle, home decor, etc. Okay. Come to mastering body language in group discussion. Avoids the following. This only is important. Mastering also on the same body language. Come to avoid the following: lip beating, which indicates heightened nervousness. Lip biting, which indicates heightened nervousness. Hands clamped together, which signals lack of confidence and desperation to seek support. Shocky limb movement, which is indicative impulse. Legs crossed at an objectionable distance from the chair, which shows non adherence to a formal code of conduct, apart from indifference and casual attitude. Over gesticulation, which demonstrates restlessness and lack of poise. Looking up or sideways, which is against the rules, maintain a proper eye contact. Now we discuss some group topics for the group discussion. Generally, we framed some topics are there. Religion should not be mixed with the politics. Censorship, censorship is the need of the hour for media telecasting. We are not serious about saving wildlife environment. The education system needs serious reforms. Is our political system cause our backwardness? Like we will build so many topics for a group discussion in topics for group discussion. Now we discuss one more small topic here: working skill set at workplace. Working skill set workplace. This is also one type of skill at workplace. First, the objectives. On completion of this unit, you will be able to, means you will be perfect to learn various writing formats useful at workplace. Learn various writing format useful at workplace. Develop corresponding skills. Develop an ability to apply technical information in documentation. Revise and edit written documents effectively. Develop correspondence skills. Develop an ability to apply technical information in documentation. Revise and edit written documents effectively. Prepare press notes. Prepare press notes. Prepare the minutes of a meeting. Prepare notes of various purpose. Prepare an agenda of meeting. Prepare an agenda of meeting. So, writing skills are an important part of communication. Good writing skills allow us to communicate the message with clarity. Poor writing skills are not just upsetting you, they may be hampering your career. Co-workers may also take notice of your poor writing habits, which could affect how they perceive the writer's competence. The writer's competence. Technical communication. Technical communication is a means of document or convey scientific engineering or other technical information. Technical communicators may put the information they capture into paper documents, web pages, digitally stored text, audio, video, and other media. The Society for Technical Communication defines as the field as any form of communication that focuses on technical or specialized topics, communicates specifically by using technology, or provides instructions on how to do something. Writing under specific circumstances. There are many times in your life you will be asked to write something very specific, whether this is to take notes or conversation, write a minutes of a formal meeting, or prepare a report. All these types of writing require a specific skills and usually a particular style. Now, planning your document. Planning involves setting goals and determining the procedure that will lead you or a group to complete the project or task. Basically, becoming adapted planning comes down to things analyzing the writing situations and identifying different planning strategies to best fit your situation. Best situation at your situation. Now come to next topic is come to the importance of good writing skills at workplace. The importance of good writing skills at workplace. Making good first impression. Making good first impression. Confidence and efficiency. Good writing demonstrates courage. The importance of clear communication. Take extra time. Use a grammar checker. Grammar, spelling and pronunciation, punctuation. Ask for feedback. Ask for feedback. Writing proficiency. Writing proficiency. Regardless of whether or you not studied English or journalism, today hiring managers want people who write well, as more and more communication take place online via emails, Slack and Google Documents. Okay, writing skills ensure effective communication. Writing skills make the difference between good and bad employees. Demonstrates your intelligence. Good writers are credible. You can be more influential. Writing conveys courage. Writing skills help to keep good records. Most boost your professional confidence. Promote yourself and your career. Writing builds a solid web presence. So these all are called as a writing proficiency. Now corresponding skills at workplace. First one is communication skills. Listening, speaking and writing. So communication skills perhaps the first set of skills that potential employers will notice. From the initial moment you get in touch with them, the employer will scrutinizing the way of you behave. But if it the way you talk over the phone, the way you give the information on email, your resume and cover letter, or the way you carry yourself during the interview, they will be assessing whether you have polished communication skills or not. So this called as a communication skills: listening, speaking and writing. Analytical and research. So as much as think a question or problem presented to you in a piece of cake, be very aware of giving rushed answer. Take the time to analyze the situation, think of all possible scenarios, and if possible, ask for some time to go and do some research to find out suitable more answer. Flexibility, adaptability. And adaptability manage multiple assignments at the same time, and being flexible enough to work under ever changing conditions, management, environment, rules is highly appreciated. In today's world, a job description is very fluid and can change shape at any time. So that's why flexibility, adaptability. Interpersonal abilities. Here we all have to work with others in order to complete a project. Writing in a team or dealing with a client or supplier, interpersonal abilities is a definite advantage and something employees always look for. Next one is ability to make decisions and solve problems. Decision making and problem solving is another skill that is high in demand. The ability to identify complex problems and review related information in order to develop and evaluate options and implement solutions can distinguish one employer from another employee. So that is ability to make decision and solve problems. Ability to plan, organize and prioritize work. Ability to plan, organize and prioritize work. An individual that can show that he or she has been able to plan and organize their work is very valuable. Is very valuable. Ability to wear multiple hats. Ability to wear multiple hats. When someone is offered a job, there is a job description included in the contract. In reality, however, employees are next expected to stick to only what is under their job description. Job description. On the contrary, they are expected to get involved in other areas, understand all the different steps, and offer help where necessary. Leadership and management skills. The ability to manage people is a very powerful skill. Not only can you inspire individual to do what is right, you can guide them along the way and you can monitor their progress in every step. Attention to detail. Attention to detail. Even though many think that bigger picture is more important than the tiny details, attention to details is what will make someone stand out what they do. Self confidence. Self confidence can convince those you work for that you know with what you are doing. If you do not believe in yourself, your skills and abilities, they, you cannot expect anyone else or believe in you. So that is self confidence. Public speaking. Public speaking. Like next one is tactfulness, creativity, ethics and integrity, strong and work ethics, ability to accept and learn from criticism, sales and marketing, computer and electronic skills, mathematics and programming. All these also in the corresponding skills at workplace. Okay, workplace. Now, today we discussed about the group discussion, do's and don'ts, and writing skills at workplace is the most important skills and advanced communication skills. Thank you one and all.